So I'm going to share with you 9 personal finance things that I wish I had done earlier and that I think everyone should do much earlier in life, whether you're a college student or even earlier. Because of the power of compounding, if I had done any of these things even 1 year earlier than I had started them, I would have been at least $10,000 richer today. And because there are 9 things, I made an acronym for you to easily remember. It's BAAAGGGSS, or bags of money. What do these all mean? Let's find out. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Mika. I'm a Filipino born and raised, now working in Silicon Valley. I was previously a product manager at LinkedIn, now a founder of a stealth startup. In this channel, we talk about careers in tech and product management, minimalist personal finances, and a lot of other self-development things. Consider subscribing to learn more and hit that like button because it helps this channel a ton. The B in the acronym is building compounding sources of income. For example, I wish I had started this channel earlier because then I would have compounded the number of videos, hence gotten more views, and hence gotten more income. Now, my channel isn't monetized just yet, but I'm confident I can get there in the next few years if I stay consistent, or I could have possibly gotten there now if I had started sooner. I work with creators and YouTubers for my startup, and I admire so many of them who started really young. Some friends include George Pelos and Kylie Iris. They've been consistent and built an audience on a platform that they can now bring elsewhere. Other passive and compounding sources of income include building digital products and selling them online, or building a blog or affiliate business. That said, some of these sources of income are still much easier said than done and require a lot of upfront effort, which is hard to justify as a student. But one really easy way to build compounding source of income is my second tip, which is a high yield savings account. That's the first A. The mistake I made in my 4 years in college is that I put my savings in a low yield savings account, specifically Bank of America. It has a 0.01% APY or interest rate, the rate at which the bank gives you back money for putting money into their accounts. What I should have done was put my money in a high yield savings account, which are typically digital banks that don't have brick and mortar costs to maintain, which means they can give higher interest rates or APYs to their clients. For example, even in today's bear market, Bank of America gives 0.01% APY, while digital banks like Ally Bank or CIT Bank, which is my bank of choice, gives 0.40% or 0.50% APY. That's about 40 to 50x the percentage of return that you can get in a digital bank. This takes 5 minutes to set up, so if you don't have a high yield savings account yet, go ahead and start it today. The second account you should open up is an investment account. It's never too early or too late to start investing. This is another amazing application of the magic of compounding. Luckily, my dad, who works in the finance world, helped me realize the magic of compounding earlier on in life. He helped me set up an account in the Philippines under COL Financial to help me invest my birthday money and my Christmas money that I accumulated when I was young. And there I saw how investing, even in just index funds, helped me grow my money over time without me needing to do anything. However, despite knowing the magic of compounding, a really dumb move that I made after graduating was I thought I put 100% of my savings into an investment account under Vanguard, but realized that I wasn't actually doing anything with that money. My money was just sitting in that brokerage account without it growing. I probably lost the opportunity of growing that money to tens of thousands of dollars at this point, and I blame Vanguard's UX. So I transferred everything over to Fidelity and am now investing in the right types of funds. I recommend investing your money in index funds when you're getting started and let that money grow and compound over time. The last account I recommend opening up is a retirement account. And no, it is never too early to set up a retirement account. Every year you don't do this, you lose out on up to $25,000 if you have both a 401k and IRA of non-taxable retirement savings. You want to build towards this long-term freedom and safety net to live a comfortable retirement life. So do it today. Your future self will not regret it. Fifth thing you should do is get a credit card to build your credit score. When I came to America, this was the first thing that my dad set up for me, and it paid off. When I was ready to adult, it was so easy for me to show my credit score to landlords and help prove that I was willing and able to pay off every month's rent. It was also so easy for me to get a rewards credit card, which helped me get more bang for my buck every time I spent on my credit card, because I had built a really good credit score and credit line earlier on. Which brings me to the second letter G, which is get a rewards credit card as soon as you're eligible. Compared to a normal credit card, rewards credit cards give you points for spending on things you would have spent anyway, which you can then put towards other expenses. I sometimes use it for travel or groceries or food. I had only gotten a rewards credit card at the moment that I started adulting, but I realized because I built a credit score earlier on, I could have gotten those points much earlier on in life as well. Now, some cards like Discover credit cards don't require a really high credit score, so I'd consider looking at those credit cards as well if you want to start even sooner. The last G in this list is get a job. Luckily, my school at Wesleyan offered low-effort campus jobs. At one point, I was juggling 5 different jobs, which I don't really recommend. But some of these jobs are really fun, like event staff, which allowed me to watch a lot of free events in our theater. The best on-campus job was the job working at the library, because you could then study in a very quiet place with hardly anyone disturbing you and get paid for it. I didn't get that job. If your school offers it, especially if it's low effort, I do recommend getting a job, which ties back to point number 1 of trying to build other passive or compounding income streams. This money will compound over time in the long run and also helps you pay for a couple of expenses here and there. I know it's a bit counterintuitive to get a job while in college when maybe you should be studying for school. But I personally wanted to get these jobs and take the burden away from my parents paying random and other miscellaneous expenses that I had, also get the freedom for myself. Which actually brings me to my next point on spending, which is paying for my own spending. I'm really glad that I was able to get these jobs and other sources of income to pay for my expenses earlier on. It taught me the real value of money at a relatively younger age. It also felt really good to not have to burden my parents in paying for my miscellaneous expenses, especially because they provided so much for me already. And the last thing, the last letter S, is tracking my spending. Earlier on, I did this fairly loosely. I'd open up my notes app and take note of the random expenses that I need. For example, when I traveled in a specific city, I'd then add everything up and gauge, hey, is this roughly within the budget of how much I wanted to spend in this trip? What I wish I'd done earlier was had a more systematic way of counting my expenses over time. So nowadays I have this whole spreadsheet where I input my expenses in raw form, and that is transformed into a monthly view and a category view. And I can see over time how much I'm spending or how much I'm saving and analyze whether I should change that up monthly, yearly, etc. In another video, I talk about how I manage my budget and use this expense tracking to help me live anxiety-free whenever I spend on food, travel, transportation, etc. Now, if I had a last acronym to add to this very long list, it would be the letter B, which would stand for be grateful. I realize I'm in a privileged position to have had a scholarship that helped me go through college and not have to accumulate any loans, or that my school offered low effort on-campus jobs, or that I had financially savvy parents, one that helped me live a frugal life and another that helped me understand the power of compounding earlier on. I'm grateful for all the things that I learned and the privilege that I was born into. I'm hoping to share this with more people so you can live a financially empowering life. This isn't the end, more lessons to come. Check out how I manage a crazy simple budget system, or how I track my expenses every week on a simple spreadsheet. For now, enjoy some bloopers, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Bye! I've gotten at least... Hello? Who now works at Silicon Valley. Oh my god, it's so loud outside. Building the bee in bags. BAAAGGGGSS. It's 10.